getting answers. From Sacramento's most watched late news. This is the CBS 13 News at 10.
A fast-moving fire with devastating results in Solano County.
We just got out of there, and that's it, and now it's gone.
Families barely able to escape as firefighters fought flames and the wind to get the upper hand.
I believe we are lucky. I think it was a lot of quick and hard work by the firefighters getting in here to stop the forward spread of that and save the homes.
By the time I grabbed everything, checked the building, got out, the fence alongside the property was already on fire.
And the threat is not over tonight. We have live team coverage of this still developing story.
Good evening, I'm Sam Shane.
And I'm Shannon Brenias. Here's what we know tonight about that fire in Old Town Cordelia. 2 homes and several outbuildings burned to the ground. People were evacuated from 40 to 50 other homes in the line of fire. A total of 5 acres burned, and the good news tonight, no one has been reported injured.
A closer look at where the grass fire broke out. It was along I-80 and I-680, north of Cordelia Road, not far from Fairfield. We have live team coverage from Cordelia tonight. CBS 13's Mojgan Shurkat with a difficult firefight, but we start with Maria Medina, who talked with a homeowner who got out with little more than the clothes on her back. Maria?
Well, the flames may be gone, but firefighters are still concerned about flare-ups because of the wind. Now, it's hard to imagine, but a home once stood behind me. People say they had minutes to evacuate, including a future bride. Of the 2 homes that burned to the ground off Cordelia Road Friday afternoon, one of them was Heather Montano's.
We just got out of there, and that's it, and now it's gone. Sorry.
She says she could feel the heat from the fast-moving flames by the time firefighters knocked on her door. With minutes to grab what she could, Heather decided to save her wedding dress.
That's the most expensive thing I have for the wedding, so I just grabbed it, and because that's all I have. We had so much stuff for the wedding, even the invitations, we made it and everything, and they're all gone.
Hector Argueta didn't have a chance to save anything.
It looks like, everything is gone.
His wife and 2 young kids watched the grass fire from their window move from Interstate 680 just yards away and ran out before it reached their home and burned it down. Their 2 dogs are still missing.
The family is fine. So I tell that's the more important, family is fine.
Tell me how big these flames were and how fast it was moving.
They were licking like 12, 15 feet up in the air. I mean, it's still hot over there.
Firefighters say the wind-driven fire moved so quickly they didn't even have time to set up an evacuation center. Luckily, when the flames died down, many came back to find their homes still standing. But for Heather, whose wedding day is just 4 months away, she's grateful she and her fiancé and mother had enough time to get out alive.
We lost everything, but thank God we're okay. That's all that matters.
And you can see PG&E crews working on a gas leak here where that home once stood. Now, Heather told me that she planned to actually have her wedding reception here on her property. So a very emotional day for her, an emotional day for the community. They tell me this is a very historic part of Cordelia. Many of the homes and businesses 100 years old. Heather's home 100 years old as well.
Oh my gosh, I mean, it moved so quickly. It was unbelievable, the pace of this fire. All right, Maria, thank you very much for that.
And now we go to CBS 13's Mojgan Shurkat, who continues our live team coverage with how difficult firefighters had it today.
Firefighters will continue to stay out here into tomorrow. That's because of the windy conditions. They want to make sure that this fire stays out. Now, I'm actually standing by an area where the fire was just earlier today. You can see this fence is damaged by the fire. You can see the charring that it left behind.
When my neighbor's backyard fence was on fire, I just said we need to leave.
So Michael Lorne and everyone in his neighborhood left. They were asked to evacuate by fire crews. Fire crews say about 40 to 50 homes were evacuated Friday night as a brush fire ripped through this Cordelia neighborhood. They say the dry, windy conditions allowed for the fire to spread quickly.
And how we're having conditions that are equal to October in June.
The 5-alarm blaze brought in every fire agency in Solano County. Stoffel says a total of 5 acres burned up. Crews are expected to stay out here until Saturday morning.
The wind's still blowing. We still have dry grass beyond the fire, so we want to make sure this thing's out before we leave.
Fire crews are still assessing the damage. At this time, they say 2 homes and a number of outbuildings are a total loss. Neighbors say they've complained to the city about tall, dry grass in the area and believe that played a key role in how quickly the flames made it to their neighborhood.
And they just let it go, and then it takes one spark and the whole neighborhood goes up.
People are expected to be allowed back into their homes tonight. The Red Cross is out here helping those who lost everything, and firefighters say that there are no injuries to report out here.
Okay, Mujgan, just one more indicator that they can't let down their guard at all. Guys?
All right, thanks so much, Shannon. Dave, what were you telling me? 25 miles an hour with the wind somewhere in that neighborhood?
Well, the gusts are up almost to 30, possibly 30 plus. I mean, this is Fairfield. It's notorious for having a lot of gusty winds, and these southwest winds kicking through there were really going at the time of the fire, and the temperatures were in the low 90s. The good thing is the dew points were in the low 50s, but still, the winds were the major factor, pushing the smoke almost directly over, pushing it off to the north and northeast, and that's why when the flames kicked in, those homes got damaged, and that's why they're still concerned tonight, because with hot spots, we will continue to have blustery conditions through Fairfield. Right now, sustained at 17, probably with some stronger gusts. And notice what you're going to get tomorrow afternoon and tomorrow evening, probably back up to 20 miles per hour. And you know, with fires, you can have hot spots sometimes for days. So we'll be watching that, and we'll continue, obviously, with dry conditions, not only for over on the west side of the valley, but in our neck of the woods. And we'll have the forecast for your Saturday, first day of summer here, in a bit. Now this.
All right, Dave, thanks a lot for ongoing developments on this fire. You can head to our website, cbssacramento.com. The story is on our homepage.
Cal Expo was electric tonight as the cheers of the Sacramento Republican FC fans went big time.
The team played their first match at Bonnie Field to a sold-out crowd.
CBS 13's Nick James is there live tonight.
Hey guys, you know what? This was a absolutely great match fans saw out here. This was a tie match, 3-3, and with just minutes to go, the Republic got the game-winning goal. They win this one 4-3 and sent a sold-out crowd home happy. Glory, glory, Sacramento! The Tower Bridge Battalion was out in force. We're the battalion! Fans flooded through the gates.
Programs, get your programs, all right.
Easily selling out the Republic's first game at their new home, Bonnie Field on the Cal Expo grounds.
As soon as I walked in, the energy was incredible.
In the final hours before game time, construction crews were still installing handrails, putting the final bolts and screws into this $3 million stadium.
We used some extra scaffolding in some of our tunnels. Again, it was completely safe. We've worked, and let's put it this way, we are on a state property. It doesn't get any safer than this.
The team calls Bonnie Field more intimate, with about 12,000 fewer seats than the Republic's temporary home at Hughes Stadium, which they easily sold out 3 times. But the Republic are looking to build a permanent soccer stadium in Sacramento, with a higher goal in mind.
We've said long ago, a goal is a dream with a deadline, and we've made a commitment. We really want to be Major League Soccer by 2016.
This family frequents San Jose Earthquakes games, the Republic's affiliate in MLS, and says our team is right on par.
It's kind of similar, actually, with the whole cheer section and the drums. It's really fun. I think it's pretty exciting.
Season ticket holders like Cody Kengott couldn't be happier to be right on top of the action.
These 2 first goals, the closest I've ever been to the goals. It is like instantly I knew right away this is where I want to be for my next couple of weeks. It's like this is going to be it.
And the work continues, and it will continue overnight here at Bonnie Field. There's actually a rugby game here tomorrow between Team USA and Team Canada, so they have to switch this whole field over. If you are wondering, the next Republic home game here is this coming Thursday at 7:30. Might be another sellout, just saying. This was a great, great match tonight, guys.
Good luck getting a ticket. Okay. Nick, thanks so much. That field is right by Raging Waters. The entrance is at the west gate. Parking is $10. You can get there by bike on the American River Bike Trail. And, of course, you park for free if you're on a bike. Cabs and Ubers will take you to the field as well.
Uber has a discount with us. Yes, if you go on our website, there's an Uber discount for first-time users. We know it's very popular in town.
Indeed it is. Sacramento RT also has stops at Cal Expo.
New tonight, a suspect is in custody in connection with Sonora's first homicide in 13 years. You may remember back in February, Sonora police volunteer Ricky Roberts was found shot to death inside his business. Police arrested 45-year-old Cheryl Lucero after she admitted she was involved in Roberts' murder. Lucero's bail is set set at $1 million. 30-year-old Jeremy Ray Meeks was arraigned on 11 felony charges from his June 18th arrest.
This guy is accused of felony firearm possession, street gang membership, and violating his parole. His bail has been set at $1 million. The big story here, however, is Meeks has become a social media sensation. Happened when the Stockton police posted his mugshot to the department's Facebook page. His picture generated thousands of likes and comments on his looks. But his friends say the comments are hurtful to his family.
People are making jokes and families are hurting and all this type of stuff. So I just feel like this is ridiculous. And they wouldn't have been famous. They're getting famous off police. Like, really? Like, that's ridiculous.
Meeks was arrested with 4 other men during a joint law enforcement gang sweep.
Police have yet to identify a woman's body that was found in the Sacramento River. Officers were called out at around 3:40 this afternoon and located the body. 27-year-old Mary Norman went missing on the river Tuesday night. Witnesses say Norman was on a boat before she went into the water and disappeared. No statements have been made on whether or not the body is that of Norman. Special agents from the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms and Explosives arrested Daniel Crowninshield, also known as Dr. Death, in North Sacramento today. The 45-year-old Crowninshield is being charged with illegally manufacturing and distributing machine guns and assault rifles. If convicted, Crowninshield could face 15 years in prison and $500,000 in fines. On Capitol Hill today, Republicans grilled the IRS commissioner about tens of thousands of missing emails, and things got really heated.
Boy, did they get heated in a big way. Here's Christina. She's got more on these emails, and they're lost somehow.
They're lost in the abyss, apparently. Right. These emails wanted in an investigation into the IRS scandal about the agency's targeting of conservative and other groups. Now, the IRS says those emails were lost because of a computer glitch. That computer was allegedly belonging to Lois Lerner, the IRS executive at the center of this probe. And Republicans say it's a cover-up.
Do you know where the actual hard drive is that crashed?
After it was determined that it was dysfunctional and that with experts no emails could be retrieved, was recycled and destroyed in the normal process.
The FBI is also investigating this one. Republicans want to appoint a special prosecutor.
Concern over dangerous dogs, why the city of Lodi wants to change its laws, and how they deal with vicious animals.
Covered California. Customers complained for months they bought insurance only to find out their doctors weren't covered. Why the state is launching an investigation into it now.
And a local hardware store accused of taking money, then not delivering. What happened when we asked them why, and how you can protect yourself when ordering products.
Caught red-handed, what one homeowner did after catching 3 men breaking into his home and how he stopped them. When we're back in 60 seconds. A plastic surgeon caught a group of burglars leaving his South Houston home, so he and his daughter chased the suspects down. While his daughter drove, the doctor used his cell phone to record video as they tailed the 3 men in the truck. The suspects then realized they were being followed and crashed into the victim's vehicle. Officers were able to arrest 2 of those 3 alleged burglars. A 3rd suspect did, however, get away.
A lot of people wouldn't do that.
No, and the police don't advise that you do that either.
I was going to say.
Citizen crime fighters. Okay.
Thanks.
Governor Jerry Brown signed a new state budget today.
It includes a spending plan of about $150 billion. Some of that money will go to high-speed rail plans, increases in welfare payments, and a long-term plan to fix the shortfall in the teacher pension fund. The budget takes effect on July 1st. And now that state finances are improving, lawmakers are getting a 2% pay raise. The Citizens Commission made that approval today. Last year, lawmakers got about a 5% raise, making them the highest paid in the nation. During the recession, their paychecks were cut by 18%, and their taxpayer-funded cars were taken away from them.
Two of the state's largest health insurers are under investigation tonight, accused of misleading customers who bought plans through Covered California.
New tonight, Alan Martin with why the State Department of Managed Care believes there may have been violations of state law.
This one once a day?
This former Marine bought his insurance through Covered California, only to find there's no coverage in his area.
I was on the phone with Anthem for 2 hours while they were trying to find me a doctor within 20 miles.
And these people we've profiled in previous stories found provider lists supplied by their insurance companies were full of errors.
They told me that they do not take any Covered California plans.
Now, two insurance companies that sold 60% of all Covered California plans have some explaining to do. After KPI X5's investigation into widespread complaints, the state has now launched its own investigation into whether Anthem Blue Cross and Blue Shield of California broke state laws. One that requires insurers to have enough doctors to enable patients to get an appointment within 15 days and 15 miles of their home. Another that requires provider lists to be accurate, something our Julie Watts asked the state's Department of Managed Health Care about in a recent interview.
If they willfully misrepresent to us or to the consumers of California, both of those would be.
But they have willfully misrepresented to the consumers of California. We know the list they gave to Covered California is wildly inaccurate. So haven't they broken the law? Can't they be held accountable?
Both Anthem and Blue Shield have acknowledged that mistakes were made during the rollout of Covered California. The companies also claim they've made improvements. Too late for these customers who say they're still dealing with the side effects of their insurer's mistakes.
If I wasn't going to have access to my doctor, I would have chosen a different insurance.
State's investigation expected to take a couple of months, and if violations are found, insurers would be required to fix them, and they could be fined. The state could also require a monitor to be appointed to keep an eye on the companies.
Sipping on Starbucks might cost you a bit more now that the company has announced it's hiking prices. The price is going up on packaged coffee and select coffee drinks. It'll start next month. A recent drought in Brazil has had an effect on coffee prices recently, but the company also says they're raising their prices, and it has more to do with competitive dynamics in the marketplace.
Huh? Competitive dynamics?
The other guys are raising prices, so Starbucks figures
so we get to do it too?
Yeah, well, there you go.
That's what it means.
I see. That's dynamics.
Yeah.
In layman's terms.
In layman's terms, it means my coffee's going to cost
Yeah,
more.
exactly.
Right. Okay.
Well, something that's absolutely free is
Well, yeah, and we've had some competitive weather dynamics because our temperatures went up. I guess that works. We ended up with daytime highs on the last day of spring because summer rolls in tomorrow morning like at 3:50, 3:51 or something like that. Now, Mr. Shane will be up because he always does a solstice party. All right, and don't you? What? Sorry, that was a competitive dynamic question I just gave you. Take a look at your numbers from this afternoon, and you will see that we are looking at temperatures well above where you'd expect to be for this time of the year. We should be in the upper 80s. We hit the upper 90s around Sacramento, 95 for Stockton, and 96 around Modesto, with morning lows on the mild side. I think we'll keep the morning lows on the mild side tomorrow morning, and it looks like temperatures for tomorrow may ratchet down a degree or two, so that's going to be kind of nice. But we're still going to be way above average as we go on into the first day of summer. All right, 73 is where we currently stand in Sacramento as well as Stockton. We're still at 80 degrees in Modesto. Now, the difference between yesterday and today, temperature-wise, a little cooler off to the east, as you can see there. And then, of course, in the valley, we're about the same or a couple of degrees warmer than 24 hours ago. And we continue to have the winds they picked up, sustained at 25 coming in through Fairfield. And that was the big problem with the fire earlier today. Those strong winds, and they get squeezed through the Carquinez Straits, and they come in and they just accelerate. And that's why you generally have those strong winds over there. So extra problematic, at least a little more problematic tonight with hot spots, and those firefighters will be watching that most likely. all day long, and maybe even around for tomorrow. Ridge up through here, trough through here, lots of green across the continental U.S. until you get all the way out to about the west coast, and it kind of just stops right out here. We have a flat ridge of high pressure over the top of us, so everything's going to be in sort of a zonal flow. So off and on over the next couple of days, as little systems push into the Pacific Northwest, we may trigger a high cloud or two here or there. So we'll call it basically mostly sunny conditions. You can see how some of these high clouds streamed across our area earlier today, and then like we said, off and on over the next couple of days, that'll come into the forecast. Now, as we get into summer tomorrow, we'll go mostly sunny skies, maybe a few clouds to start over toward the west, but all in all, very nice weather. Not crazy hot because we could be well into the triple digits, but between about, say, 93 and 97 degrees for your Saturday. So here we go, mostly clear skies tonight, a little bit breezy, primarily over toward the west side of the valley out into the delta there. And summer's here tomorrow, and again, gets in here through the early morning hours of your Saturday. Daytime highs running between 93 and 97 degrees. Hour by hour wise, we'll start out with a few high clouds out there, and by the time we get to the middle of the day, they should start to get out of here and look for sunny skies, mid-90s, and we're still at 80 degrees tomorrow evening, the first evening of summer 2014. And around 8 o'clock, it'll be 80 with fair skies. We'll have your 7-day forecast, see if there are any triple digits on that coming up in a bit.
David, thank you. Beauty betrayal, a disease that makes this woman look years younger, is at war with her body. How she discovered it.
They're back and they're bad. Who's vying for title of world's ugliest?
And it's there to help you keep your pet healthy, why a lawmaker thinks you deserve more protections when it comes to pet insurance.
More than 400 items of Douglas aircraft memorabilia are on show in celebration of the 45th anniversary of the moon landing. Sacramento played a key role in the Apollo program. The third stage of program testing took place at the NASA testing facility in Rancho Cordova. The archives will be on display and show photos and a summary of Sacramento's contribution to the space program for the entire month of July. The countdown is on. Less than a month until the official ribbon-cutting opening of Levi Stadium.
New tonight, Mark Sayre shows us the new transit system that will get tens of thousands of fans to and from the new stadium for the 49ers games.
Here along Tasman Drive, just west of Levi's Stadium, a third track is being added to the VTA's light rail system. But unlike most tracks, trains won't be speeding over this new line. Rather, it will be a staging area for extra trains to be on standby and ready to go at a moment's notice. It's what's called a pocket track.
We'll be able to deploy them when the demand is there. So when people are getting out of the Levi Stadium and we need to move them from the stadium off to their destinations.
Planners estimate as many as 4,000 fans per game may come down the peninsula on Caltrain and transfer to light rail at the Mountain View station. Others may take BART to Fremont, where express buses will run on game days directly to the stadium. Both Amtrak and the Altamont Corridor Express share a stop right next to the stadium. Together, they are expected to handle another 5,000 fans on game days.
But I do know that it's going to be a little bit hectic.
DeJuan Fisher lives right next to the stadium and says he expects some problems with public transit, but he knows fans will be up to the challenge.
It is the San Francisco 49ers, so diehard fans are going to come anyway. I think that it'll be a lot better situation than a lot of people are thinking that it's going to turn out to be.
And Dee Maher sees it this way.
It's going to be crowded. It'll be wild.
In 2017, the light rail system will link directly to the BART Silicon Valley extension at the new Montague station in Milpitas. Dedicated planning teams have been working in this room to make the entire process just as seamless as possible.
We're doing great. We're ready.
Well, for people who ride public transit, one thing that the planners are emphasizing is to get your tickets beforehand.
All new at 10.
Oh, it's very vivid. Yeah, of course, whenever you have, I think, a traumatic experience.
Take a bite out of crime, the local city clamping down on animals that attack.
What in the world? Why did the alligator cross the road? These guys tried to find out with painful results.
Wrinkle ranking? The California city named as the worst place in the nation for your skin.
It's all new and next on the CBS 13 News at 10.